Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, after the financial crisis in 2008, there was legislation passed to protect against another economic collapse. It was called the Dodd-Frank bill, and even though it did not go anywhere near far enough, it did address some of the most egregious abuses that the bankers and Wall Street traders engaged in. But the banks and brokerages remain too big to fail, and obviously they haven't learned anything or changed their ways at all. I mean, how many scandals have there been since then of banks doing everything from laundering drug money deliberately, trying to repossess houses that they didn't even have any right to, manipulating rates and fees, all kinds of illegal activity, all kinds of dangerous financial manipulations. But now that the Republicans have control of the House and Senate, they actually want to end Dodd-Frank. They also want to get rid of the Consumer Financial Protection Agency, which has done really great work. They have recovered millions of dollars, returned them to Americans who have been preyed on by unscrupulous lenders. They have blocked unfair practices in the lending industry. But Republicans hate that agency. They hate regulation of any kind. Their motto is the market will fix everything. But as we learned from the last Great Recession, the market doesn't fix shit because it's rigged in favor of the rich. And if you don't watch the fat cats like hawks, they will screw us all. Whether it's the banks or big oil or any big business. And when things go bad, it's the regular people that get screwed. And the fat cats get richer. Now, there is a problem with Dodd-Frank because it treats small banks the same as big banks. And this isn't good, it makes it hard for them. But this could be fixed pretty easily. There's no need to destroy the entire Dodd-Frank bill. This would strip us, the regular people, of the few protections that we have against the depredations of the rich. And it would put us on the path to another financial collapse. Instead, we should be breaking up the big banks. We should be separating commercial banks from investment banks. Not only should we be breaking up the big banks, but this whole merger mania of a bunch of industries should be stopped. And a lot of these big industries should be broken up into smaller businesses again. Mergers and consolidations like that, they don't help us consumer, they just make the rich people richer. And we should be regulating the hell out of all of these businesses. They have proven themselves to be unethical, dishonest, and ruthlessly greedy. We can't expect them to act in the best interests of all. They've proven that they won't. Remember how unpopular the bailout was? How the Republicans railed against it? Well, there wouldn't have been a bailout or any need for a bailout if the Republicans who controlled the White House and the Senate at the time had done their jobs and protected the people. But instead, they just let the banks and other businesses do anything they wanted. And then they were against the bailout. But without the bailout, there would not have been just a recession. There would have been a global depression, which would have taken years to get out of. And if the Republicans get their way, there will be another huge financial crisis. And there will be a need to once again bail out the banks. But the Republicans, who now control both the House and Senate, will be politically unable to deliver that. So what they are trying to do right now will eventually result in a global depression. If you don't want a bailout, the time to prevent it is now, not when the world teeters on the brink of another crisis. Thanks for listening.